In a sport where every move is measured and every shot is calculated, the last thing you'd expect is someone tilting the scales in their favour. But snooker has had its fair share of players who took the easy way out. These manipulations often serve hidden betting interests, where organised syndicates profit from the prearranged outcomes. Players, sometimes driven by financial troubles or outside influence, become part of this corrupt cycle, compromising the integrity of the sport. Instead of focusing on their skill and performance, they find themselves entangled in a system that exploits both their talent and the game itself. Aside from match fixing, other forms of cheating include flouting the rules to gain minor advantages, though these are often harder to detect or prove. Regardless, the financial incentives provided by the underground betting world have made match fixing the biggest threat to the sport's integrity. This underground industry thrives on secret deals, shady agreements, and clandestine influences, all aimed at profiting from predetermined outcomes. Famous cheating scandals in snooker. Mark King, 2023. Mark King is one of the latest high-profile players to be embroiled in a match-fixing scandal. In March 2023, he was suspended from the World Snooker Tour after suspicious betting patterns were flagged in his match against Joe Perry at the Welsh Open. King, who had a professional career spanning more than 30 years, was defeated 4-0 by Perry, with his performance raising eyebrows. Betting markets revealed irregular activity that prompted an investigation. As of now, King remains suspended while investigations continue. Although his case is still under review, it reflects a broader issue within snooker, where long-standing professionals have been tempted by external pressures. King's career, once marked by his 2016 Northern Ireland Open title, is now overshadowed by this controversy. If found guilty, the fallout could mirror that of other players whose careers ended in disgrace following similar charges. His case serves as another reminder of the delicate balance between the sport's professionalism and the darker side of betting scandals. John Higgins, 2010. One of the most famous cheating scandals in snooker's history involved John Higgins, a three-time world champion at the time. In 2010, Higgins was secretly filmed by undercover reporters from News of the World, appearing to agree to lose frames in future matches for a payment of £261,000. Although Higgins was not found guilty of actually fixing any matches, he was banned for 6 months and fined £75,000 for failing to report the approach and bringing the sport into disrepute. This scandal sent shockwaves through the snooker world, given Higgins' prominence and reputation as a clean and disciplined player. Despite the suspension, Higgins managed to return to the sport and continued competing at a high level. His case, however, remains a reference point for the severity of cheating scandals in snooker, demonstrating how even the sport's biggest names are not immune to external pressures and temptations. The fallout from the Higgins scandal also sparked further debate about how snooker could protect itself from match fixing and safeguard the integrity of the game.
Again, this conversation between us. Yeah, on there, and you're going to tell him frame 3 will lose. Yeah, but I mean, what if he gets a good break? And I mean, what's the risk factor? I mean,
well, no, you can make him think to myself, how do I swallow £200,000, £300,000 euros coming into him?
Let's agree the figure. Yeah, so let's agree the figure. You've agreed four frames during the year one, right? We're agreeing the figure now. What's the figure we agreed? 300,000 euros is agreed. Agreed?
I welcome today's judgment by Sports Resolutions and endorsed by the WPBSA following an exhaustive inquiry into allegations against me by a tabloid newspaper. I am pleased that Sports Resolutions and the WPBSA have concluded after a thorough and fair investigation that I was not guilty of any dishonesty and had no intention to fix a match and no intention to do anything corrupt.
Liang Wenbo and Li Hang, 2023. Liang Wenbo and Li Hang were once regarded as two of China's brightest snooker stars. However, both players received lifetime bans in 2023 after an investigation revealed they had not only engaged in match fixing themselves, but also coerced younger players into following suit. This case was particularly damaging because of their roles in influencing the next generation of Chinese snooker players. Liang, once ranked in the world's top 16, and Li Hang were both fined £43,000 on top of their bans. Their actions shook the growing snooker scene in China, where the sport has been steadily rising in popularity. Liang and Li's involvement demonstrated how pervasive match fixing had become, even among senior players. Their lifetime bans were seen as a clear message from the WPBSA that match fixing would not be tolerated at any level. The fallout from their suspensions has had a lasting impact on Chinese snooker, with both players now disgraced and banned from the sport forever. Stephen Li, 2013. Stephen Li's 12-year ban, imposed in 2013, stands as one of the longest bans in snooker history. He was found guilty of fixing 7 matches across various tournaments between 2008 and 2009. These matches were played in some of snooker's biggest events, including the Malta Cup and the UK Championship. Li was ordered to pay £125,000 in costs on top of his ban, effectively ending his career. At the time of his suspension, Li had been ranked as high as 5th in the world. The sheer scale of Li's involvement in match fixing made his case one of the most notorious in the sport. His ban represented a watershed moment for snooker, as it demonstrated just how serious the WPBSA was about cracking down on cheating. Li's appeals against the ban were unsuccessful, and he has not returned to the professional circuit since.
I'm going to be with the QC on Friday morning, and we're going to look at the whole picture and start making some big holes in. They've got no facts.
So you totally disagree with the evidence they've developed?
Oh, that's just unbelievable, unbelievable. 11 months of this is outrageous.
Yan Bingtao and Zhao Xintong, 2023. Two of China's most promising young players, Yan Bingtao and Zhao Xintong, were handed 5-year suspensions in 2023 as part of the same investigation that led to Liang Wenbo's and Li Hang's lifetime bans. Yan, who won the prestigious Masters in 2021, and Zhao, the 2021 UK Championship winner, were both caught up in the match-fixing scandal. Their involvement in the scandal was particularly shocking due to their young age and the high hopes that fans and pundits had placed on their careers. Their 5-year suspensions, though less severe than lifetime bans, still represent a significant setback for both players. During their prime playing years, they will be unable to compete, effectively halting their careers at a time when they were expected to dominate the sport. Their bans have also had a broader impact on the Chinese snooker community, which has seen some of its brightest stars tarnished by corruption. Snooker's governing bodies, particularly the WPBSA, have developed various methods to detect and prevent cheating. One of the most effective ways they catch cheaters is by monitoring betting patterns. When a match produces unusually high betting activity or irregular patterns, it can signal that something is amiss. Betting organizations work closely with the WPBSA to flag these irregularities, and if patterns are linked to a specific match or player, it can trigger an investigation. In addition to monitoring betting activity, the WPBSA reviews performance data. Players whose performances suddenly dip or fluctuate in unexpected ways, particularly in crucial moments, are often flagged for further scrutiny. Investigations often include interviews, analysis of match footage, and examination of players' financial transactions. In some cases, whistleblowers from within the sport provide tips about suspicious activity, helping to expose match-fixing schemes from the inside. The consequences of cheating in snooker are far-reaching and often career-ending. Players found guilty of match-fixing face lengthy suspensions, or, in extreme cases, lifetime bans. Fines are also common, with players required to pay back significant sums related to the financial damages caused by their actions. For those like Stephen Li and Liang Wenbo, who received some of the harshest punishments, the damage to their reputations is irreparable. Even if players return to the game after a suspension, they often struggle to regain the trust of fans, sponsors, and fellow players. Cheating not only impacts the individual players, but also harms the sport as a whole. Snooker's reputation for fairness and professionalism is damaged each time a new scandal emerges, leading to a loss of confidence among fans and stakeholders. The financial losses can also be significant, as sponsors and broadcasters may be hesitant to associate themselves with a sport tainted by corruption. To prevent future cheating scandals, snooker's governing bodies have ramped up their monitoring efforts. The WPBSA has strengthened its ties with gambling oversight agencies, making it harder for match fixing to go undetected. There are also stricter penalties now in place, sending a clear message that cheating will not be tolerated at any level. That's a wrap for this video. Who did we miss? Let us know in the comments. For more snooker content, click on the screen right now.